In the aftermath of Blastaar's reign, a new thunder roars across the battlefield. Thunderstrike has arrived, and when he joins forces with Blastaar, the storm becomes unstoppable. But what makes this duo so dangerous? Today, we're breaking down Thunderstrike's full kit, and we sit down with our combat designer Byron to find out how this hammer-wielding powerhouse was built to shake up the Cosmic Crucible meta. Now, cue that intro. Greetings, Commanders. I am Pathfinder, and today we have Byron on the show to discuss Thunderstrike. Byron, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be doing another spot with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to have you back. The last time you were here talking about the Hellfire Club. So today we're talking about the next legendary character in Thunderstrike.
Yeah.
So let's get into Thunderstrike. So first off, for those commanders at home who don't know who Thunderstrike is, what can you tell us about him?
So Thunderstrike was just regular Joe Schmo in Universe 616, but he got caught up in one of Thor's climactic battles. Actually helped him out, but he ended up losing his life over it. However, Odin being so impressed with just some random mortal helping out his son the way he did, he kind of merged Thor and Eric Masterson together. So Eric Masterson got access to Thor's thunder and lightning abilities. Eventually, Thor had to go away for a while. He wielded Mjolnir for a hot minute, but Thor returned, reclaimed Mjolnir, but he got his own hammer called Thunderstrike, which he takes his namesake from.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is there's hope for all of us to eventually become a superhero, right? Normal Joe Schmo.
Yeah, but do you really want to die in like a big battle, it's a bit of a coin toss at that point. I don't know.
Well, Thunderstrike is interesting in that I think for the first time we have a legendary duo who work better when they're together. So what made the team decide to do this for Thunderstrike and Blastaar?
A lot of it has to do with the fact that we were designing Thunderstrike for Crucible, but we didn't want Thunderstrike to replace Blastaar in the game. I mean, Blastaar is still a pretty recent character. He's a lot of fun to play with. So it's like, well, instead of creating a character that you play in opposition to Blastaar, why don't we design a character that's supposed to work with him and just really lean into it?
Okay, and we're gonna learn a bunch of different stuff about Thunderstrike today. So let's start by diving into his passive. So what makes his passive so special?
Well, the big part of it is that he's got an attack on his passive. So whenever he or any of his allies get attacked, he's gonna retaliate with his own attack against the attacker. So it deals damage, but more importantly, there's also a health steal attached to the attack that heals himself and his Blastaar ally.
Oh wow, so every time he gets attacked, he's not only going to be dealing damage, which he's gonna have pretty stacked damage, but he's also getting additional health steal from characters. That's really cool. What other cool things are on his passive?
So he's got some powerful abilities that are only on before he takes a turn. So for example, he prevents the enemy team from increasing speed bar until he takes a turn. So if you have teams that have, on spawn, gain a bunch of speed bar, he shuts that down. But after he takes a turn, like the enemy team will be able to gain speed bar again. He also prevents his team from gaining defense down until his first turn is complete. And also attached to that, he prevents the enemy team from gaining offense up during that time. He's also there to prevent, big alpha strikes from happening.
Thunderstrike also has a really powerful ultimate ability, so why don't you give us a rundown of what his ult does?
The first thing he does is that he applies blind to a random enemy support character. Him being a Crucible character, you can probably guess who that is. Just look at the Accursed team, figure out who their support is. But probably even more powerful is whoever his primary target is for his ultimate ability is going to lose 2 ultimate ability energy. So currently in Crucible, we have a lot of characters who open up with their ultimate. It's really powerful. It sets the pacing for the match. Thunderstrike is able to essentially shut that down. His ultimate is an all attack, so usually you don't have to worry about who you're targeting with your primary on your all attack, but because He's a legendary, he's part of a duo, he's designed for Crucible offense. We want players to think about, like, what character are they selecting, and that's going to be really important for dictating the pacing for the matchups that he's in.
Yeah, so depending on what team you're going up against, you're really going to want to pay attention to who you're actually targeting with that attack. Even though it's an attack all, it matters based on that specific part of his kit. I think that's really cool. I also got to give props to the art team. The ultimate animation is probably one of the coolest ones I've seen in a while. So really excited for players to be seeing that as well. Jumping to his special, it also has blind. It's really focused on making his enemies miss here, which I guess makes sense with all that lightning flying around, am I right?
You're not supposed to look directly at a lightning strike. It's actually really bright.
But I want to look.
Yeah, I know, it's really cool. It's like, now it's the last thing I ever saw.
But yeah, what else can you tell us about his special?
Sure. Like you said, it blinds on primary, but if he's on Crucible offense, he's got Blastaar as an ally. He'll also blind all of the adjacent targets, as well as there's another health steal attached to this. Again, he heals himself and his Blastaar ally.
What are you most looking forward to about Thunderstrike, Commanders? Make sure to leave a comment down below, and if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Join our official Discord as well. Those links will be down in the description below. Let's jump back into the interview. Speaking of Blastaar, something we haven't really said yet is that not only will Blastaar obviously be assisting on his basic ability, but he has callouts in Thunderstrike's abilities as well, right? On the special and on the ult.
Yes. On both of those abilities, he specifically says to call a Blastaar ally to attack his primary target.
Okay, and you and I were talking a little bit earlier today about what that actually means. I think it would make sense to kind of explain that here for the folks at home.
I know exactly what you're talking about. So we have a lot of characters that say, like, hey, you prevent like assist chance from going off, or you prevent the assist now proc. This isn't either of those things, because this is actually through his normal action call. This assist will go through even if you're going up against a team that says you have 0% chance to assist.
Right, I mean, Accursed as a primary example of this, right? I mean, they have a call out too. You can't get any assist, but this isn't actually an assist, so Blastaar will be able to still gain those stacks of bomb burst. Yeah,
so think of it more of like, what Red Skull does when he was like, I call all my allies on one of his abilities to attack a single target. It's that.
Well, Thunderstrike really does seem to shine when he's paired with Blastaar, which is what we've been talking about this entire video. But what teams can we expect this new duo to be able to take on that Blastaar couldn't handle alone?
Yeah, so he is going to be able to take on things like Accursed with Azazel, Starjammers, and a lot of those other like kind of powerful Crucible teams. But again, you're kind of in this weird situation with a duo, because many of our more recent Crucible teams require at least 4 characters with their trait. Or even their entire team is with like Immortal X-Men or Starjammers. So, but we have another duo in Crucible right now in the form of Phoenix Force. So Phoenix and Omega Red Phoenix, and I'm sure people can figure out how to add a powerful 5th solo to a team like that. So, and also Phoenix Force might be getting some more characters in the future. So you'll have a trio and a duo to put together in Crucible. So definitely a lot of different teams you can make with Blastaar and Thunderstrike. Again, leaves a lot of room for theory crafting. But yes, if you can find the correct 3 other characters to put them with, they should be able to take down Accursed with Azazel and Starjammers and those other really powerful Crucible teams.
Okay, very cool. Well, I think that's all we have today. I guess I'll ask one final question. What are you most excited about with Thunderstrike, you personally?
That's a really good question. Honestly, what I was most pleased about is in our early pitches for Thunderstrike, where we were trying to figure out what to do with him. I was like, I think it would be a lot easier if we just made him a support character. And I didn't expect that to really go anywhere, and it actually became really important for figuring out how where this character's footing was going. and it made it really easy to make him a duo for Blastaar.
Okay, and I think maybe we toss in a little spoiler, but I mean, he's a support character. Eventually, this whole team is going to come together, all these legendaries with Annihilus at the end. Maybe that lends itself to being able to support that team when it comes as well.
Yeah, I mean, currently he just supports himself and Blastaar, but it's really easy to expand that to other things, but we'll see.
We'll see. I'm certainly looking forward to it, and it's always great to have you here, Byron, and thanks so much for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's so much fun doing a Strike Spot with you.
Well, I'm looking forward to the next one.
Me too.